If you spend enough time on YouTube, then you'll find that this is an amazing tool and a great place for marketing in general, building your name, and building a business online. So many people during the pandemic especially had to close their doors of their normal brick and mortar business, and they had to turn to online businesses instead. So how do you get people to come and knock on your virtual door, so to speak? Well, it's with a tool like YouTube. And that's been working really well for a lot of businesses. But if you're not getting the traction and the views you expected, then what do? Because along with having to run your business and run YouTube, it can take a lot of time even just to set up your cameras for the day. In this video, I'm going to share with you what a consulting producer is and how that could be helpful to you as you do your own DIY YouTube channel. We probably have more coaches for anything and everything now than we ever have in at least my lifetime that I know of. We have business coaches, life coaches, athletics coaches. Those have always been very familiar. But we have more people in the coaching industry and more people purchasing coaching than ever before. So it occurs to me, for something as new and distinctive and different from anything else as video, why aren't more people seeking out a video coach? Or in other words, a producer, or if long distance, a consulting producer. You have cameras, lighting, how to speak, how to present yourself, how to set up your room, how to get your audio right. So why not have a video coach to help you tackle this huge new set of skills? Depending on your budget and your experience of what you need, a consulting producer can help you from anywhere. So we'll talk about the different ways that you can get someone else to help you, or a coach, so to speak, as you are tackling this huge job of building a business with YouTube. Having spent over 20 years in film, television, commercials, and media in general, I can answer just about any question from cameras to lighting to makeup, or also what to say, how to look, how to stand. So let's dive into some things that a producer can do to help you, and I hope to be that consulting producer right here on this channel with free content. You'll have the chance to come here and learn more from our team of producers, where anytime you have a question, this can be a resource for you as well. If you're going to start a YouTube channel, where do you start? That's usually what my friends ask me. Like, I want to start some kind of a channel to help people know about what I do, but I don't know where to begin. What kind of camera should I get? What should I say? What topics should I talk about? And that's in large part why we started this channel, so that this would be a place where we could answer those types of questions for people right here. And as people send questions in, we usually will do a video on that very question. I'd like you to imagine for a minute that your little YouTube channel, or whatever your video content is, wherever you're putting it, is actually a big Hollywood movie. You are putting out this information for the whole world. So what do you need for that? We're going to borrow from the Hollywood model, and there are steps and procedures that you can take for your channel to make sure it's successful. In film and television, we have some steps we have to take and we can't leave any out. The same is for your videos. You've got development, pre-production, production, post-production, editing, putting it all together in video form, distribution of that video, and then finally you have collecting sales and profits. You're going to go through all those steps as well in your channel. You're going to want to go through all of those, because that's where you go from an idea to profits. Because we know that this system works so well in film and television, it will definitely work and help you in your videos as well. As I was preparing for this video, I realized that this would be so helpful. I'm actually going to make a 6-part series that talks about each of those things in more detail. And so there will be some more videos coming out with those. And I'm sure that there's something that you can click on right there that you can follow up with afterwards. First one, development. What is the development stage in any video or any story that you want to tell? It's all the stuff you're doing while you're not filming, while an idea is baking in your mind. So development is actually, for film, it would be going to other movies, reading books, looking at the news, watching for history, watching for some inspiration of something that's out there that makes you get a great idea. So in developing your YouTube channel, if you haven't started yet, then you're going to want to do the same thing. Go on YouTube, look at peers like you, people who have similar topics, people who have done similar things that you're interested in doing, and then also look at things that are completely different. just spend some time on YouTube. Also look at other things, like maybe on TikTok, there may be some resources of ideas there that haven't come all the way over to YouTube but inspire you. So that's development. Anything that you can see that gives you an idea that you can sketch down. And I usually keep a notebook by my bed, or I have a whole list of things in my phone. I have a whole list of ideas for scripts as well as for YouTube videos. I'm still actively building scripts, movies, and the movie slate. So all of these things are happening at the same time for me. And these great ideas are being put onto an idea board. The thing to remember about YouTube development is it's going to be ongoing. You're going to have different phases in your channel. You're going to have different life stages, essentially. When you're just starting out, what you think your channel is, then you're going to have audience members come that you didn't realize would be interested, and you're going to shift. So development is going to be ongoing. Just be ready for that, to know that your channel is going to go through several phases as you change and the world around you changes, and especially those things that are trending. You may follow an idea as far as you can take it, and then it's time to do something else and develop more playlists, more buckets, more ways to reach people. The next phase for you is pre-production, and that is going to be all the preparation of getting the gear you need, the location you're planning on filming at, also what you're going to be saying, so it'd be your outlines and your bullet points, which I've found no matter how many bullet points I put down on my computer, there are going to be fresh ideas that happen in the middle of production. So to give yourself a fighting chance, you just want to have those great ideas ready, have them organized in a way that you can use them as talking points, and then from there, allow inspiration to happen in the moment. Okay, third is the production phase. And isn't it interesting that the filming day is exactly in the middle of the process? So many people think of a movie as like, wow, we're making a movie. But production and filming, making that footage, is really only the middle of the entire process. And if you start with the middle, then that's where you usually feel the least prepared. So remember, there's development, then pre-production, getting your notes, scripts, and ideas in order with all of your gear, locations, and logistics. And then hopefully on production day, if you've done all the right preparation, then on the day you're filming, all you really have to do is set up your gear, get whatever you're wearing on, get your head on straight, and then start the filming. We don't always film together as a crew. I prefer it when we do. It's nice to have a human back there that's connecting. But this way I am much more connected to the solo YouTuber experience. What is it really like to have to do all this work and set up everything and then talk to that empty black lens, imagining you on the other side who's going to be watching this later. We talk about it a lot on this channel that your production day, because it is so much work to get everything set up, you're going to want to do bulk or batch filming. Try to plan at least 5 to 10 videos that you can do in one day. This process is probably in some ways the most taxing. I'm thinking in the back of my head like a producer the whole time that I'm trying to also just present something that's valuable to you. So I'm actually trying to break that habit for myself so that my videos can improve as well. After spending over 20 years on that side of the camera with only occasional stints on this side, I have some habits as a producer that make it harder for me in some ways to let that go. So it's really great for me to help others on their channels and in production, because that's a service, a place of service that I like to come from, helping lift others and making them feel comfortable here. Okay, again, we'll say development, pre-production, production day, you've got all your filming done, and now it's time to head into post-production. This is where the reality comes. You look at what you filmed, you try to set yourself up for as much success as you can have. You have water handy, hopefully you've got something, enough to eat to get you through the day, and you just focus on making the content. Then you open up the footage and it's not exactly what you planned on. It's usually something slightly different. And I love this advice. Years and years ago, I heard Martin Scorsese said, if when you open up your footage for the first time and you see your rough cut, you don't feel a little bit physically nauseous, there's something wrong with you. In other words, rough footage is just that. It's rough. So be ready to shape it into what you want it to be. That's what you get to do in the edit. You wrote it in the beginning. You kind of created something new in the footage stage or the filming. And then when you edit, you're really bringing all the pieces together. And if you didn't make it on filming day, then you either are going to go back and do some pickup shots for things you missed, or you're just going to slightly alter your edit to create something in the end that makes sense, but also hits more than anything on the tone and the feel of what you wanted to get across. There's one little caveat here. I've listed distribution as step number 5, but in a sense, you need to have that thought of distribution as a partner in every step of the way. As you're developing, you think, who am I going to distribute this content to? As you're writing the script, as you're thinking of your audience. While you're in pre-production also, is this still hitting who we think it's going to hit the way we want it to hit? While you're actually filming, are we staying true to the audience that we think it's going to? In post-production, are we staying true to that? And are we also making sure we are the quality that it needs to be for our chosen distribution venue? If it's a movie, is it going to be on big screens? Or are you going to put it on Netflix? If it's for YouTube, do you have your audience or your clients in mind? And are you still creating everything to hit the right people? With distribution, we like to think of it as building a library on YouTube that is like your home base, because you can put everything there and it'll stay, and someone can find you or come to your links at any stage and find your entire library of all your videos in one easy place to find. And then from YouTube, we like to use repurposed clips to then send out clips all throughout Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, whatever's the appropriate place. Maybe it's TikTok for you as well. Find those places where your audience is. Where are they already? Rather than trying to bring them from somewhere else to you, you need to think of creating the content that matches the distribution venue. Something that you might make on TikTok possibly wouldn't be anywhere near appropriate for what you would want to put on LinkedIn. So the distribution is tone, quality, message, and audience, and remembering that all of those things need to come together in order to be successful at the end, the distribution phase. Finally, you have collecting sales. I mean, if you're a movie maker, this is the box office. This is where it all pays off. You've done all of this work, sometimes for years and years, to develop, prep, film, edit, distribute, put your movie in theaters, and find those distributors who are willing to take your content. Finally, you have that day where you premiere either in the big theater, as I said, or on YouTube. When you have that day, you want to make sure for your ticket sales, you're collecting, so to speak, to be in order, that you need to have some things set up. Do you have sales funnels? Have you prepared them in advance? That could go back to the development phase. What product do I have that is going to go with this content? Thinking ahead to your sales. All of that is going to be put in your description, which if you aren't even familiar with this, if you see below the video, there's a portion that says show more, and when you click on that, you'll see all of that open up, and it's going to have all of the details for this video, as well as how to contact us if you wanted to work with us, or if you needed more help, or just even a free product or a free offering that we have there. That's what you can do with your YouTube channel as well. After making all this content, at the end of the day, what is your ticket? What is your sale? It's going to be the offering you create and the mad raving fans who come to watch your videos, learn from you, and who want to connect with you in the end to your products or working with you directly. So that's an overview of how really this Hollywood model of distribution of film, the whole creation process in film and television, really can easily be applied to what you're doing with YouTube. I hope you'll watch for the detailed versions and the detailed breakdown of each of those here in our series on distribution and production, all of the pieces that you need to have a successful YouTube channel. We like to provide a friendly forum, so if you can add down in the comments section what your channel is about or the topic you would like to teach on, then I would like to build a conversation here around our channel where we can help and support each other. We've created some easy ways for you to connect with us, either with a free course that you can watch on your own, or talk to a human, an actual person who can help you as a consulting producer just to answer some of those questions you're tripped on. Go ahead and look in the description below, and there is a link for both of those. We're your video allies. You've got this, we've got your back, and we can't wait to see what you create.